Hi crafters, this is Tracy from We Craft at Home, and today we are going to do an advent calendar with boxes. So first of all we need a rectangle, a smaller rectangle and a circle. So we'll start with them. We're going to put the circle to the side. I want the larger rectangle first, which is the main body of this, and we want that 7 by 3 1/4. So let's change that, 7 by 3 to 5, and that should be there. There we go. And then we're going to use this one. We want that one 3 to 5, and that one we want at 0.75, going to do 7.5 because we want some overlap. Okay, because we're going backwards, we want the angle to go to 270. Okay. Let's just change it on there, then we get it exact. And then what we want to do is just come over a tiny bit. If you want to move in closer so that you can make sure you get it spot on, then you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard if you've got it. Yeah, that looks good to me. What we need to do first is bring these points in. If you hold the shift key, it will keep it online. Because this is going to be the tab to glue it down. But remember, hold the shift key. Okay, it's that simple. You just bring in 2 of the points in and then grab them both and weld. There seems to be we've got too many points there, so if you start deleting the points that don't seem to have a home, there's not a line anywhere, like for instance, see there's no line, but if we press on this one there's a green line there. So if there's not a line, we take it away. There we go. I think that's it. Oh, there's another one there. There, now it's got its line. So if it hasn't got a line, it doesn't need to be there. And you don't want extra nodes because it makes the knife judder. Okay, so actually we'll stay like this because I have to do the points, and I'm going to use the grid to do it. So we can check here the X we need to be on 0. So we're a bit over by the looks of things. There you go. So now we're on 0. So as usual, we'll use the path tool. Now the first one is pretty obvious because it's on where this goes in. So click, hold the shift, straight down and double click. Change it to a dash line. And now we're going to go 1 and then 1/4. So it's a little bit of guesswork, but I'm happy with that. 1 and then see, that's about half. So half of that is about there. I know it's not exact, but it's only to give an extra bit of room. There we go. And then the next one is 2 1/4. So we go 1, 2, and we'll put it on the halfway. Hold the shift key, come straight down and double click. Change it to a dash line. and then we've got another 1 1/4. So 1 1/4, we need to go here, which will give us another 2 1/4 that side. So it's about there. Click, hold the shift and come straight down. There we go. So that's pretty much it. That is the wraparound. What we'll do is group it so then we can move it around. Okay, display, zoom to matte size, and we're back out. So that's the wraparound, like that, see? Now, for the box itself, we want another rectangle. Let me explain this. So the actual box size on the inside is going to be 3 by 2, but there's an inch of depth all the way round. So we have to add, like this way is 2, so that's 2, 3 and 4, and here is 3, 4 and 5. So we want 5 by 4. That's what we're going to start with. And all we're going to do, again, we're going to put it on the lines. Again, you can use your X, is the grey line there is the 0. So if you use that, then you know exactly where you are. The Y, the grey line there at the top, is the 0. And that means you can place it exactly where you want. I'm going to move in close again, just so that I can make sure I'm going to size it right. See, I need to come down a little bit. You see the dots, and that tells you that I'm spot on a line because it's spot on 5. So that's 5 inches down. Okay, so again we're going to use the nodes, and we want to do them at 1 inch. I'll show you. We go on the first inch line, click, hold the shift, come straight down, double click, and again it's a dash line. We'll do that again, 1 inch coming in there. You have to click the path tool every time you use it, by the way. So click, shift, double click, dash line. Now here we can do the dash line from 1 inch in and 1 inch down and go across. So we're going to pick it there, click, shift, straight across and double click. Make it the dash. You can go straight across if it's easier, but we don't really need the lines there. So again, come up 1 inch, click, shift, straight across, double click, and again the dash. Okay, now the next thing we need, I almost forgot, is this triangle down the bottom here, because display, zoom to matte size, because what we want is to make cuts like we would in a box if we was making it. I'm just going to do the angle at 90. If we was making it by ourselves, by our own hand, then we would, actually I'm just going to turn this round as well. So the first one, let's make it a bit smaller. Got to flip it the other way because you want the smaller bit going down, and you want to meet the dash where the dash lines meet. So should we go in further, closer again so you can see? We're meeting where the dash lines join. And then you've got the triangle, hit shift and get just the box, because the dash with the, if you include the dash lines it won't subtract it. There we go. Now I'm going to undo. Before you do that though, you want to duplicate, otherwise you have to keep going for another one. So that with the box and subtract, and then we're going to move over to the other side, and we need to flip this horizontally, and again put it where the dash lines meet, duplicate it again, and then you get the triangle, shift and the box, and then subtract again. Oh, first of all, yeah, you have to arrange this by bringing it to the front, otherwise it won't work. What you want cut out has to be in the front. So now we go down. This has to be flipped vertically now. We'll do this one first. Again, join it where the dotted lines meet. Duplicate. So we've got that one there. And then bring it to the front, and then shift, hold the box and subtract. And then one more time we need to flip it horizontally again. Bring it to the front. And then that's already picked, so shift, pick the box and subtract. And then display zoom to max size. You've got your main box. The circle is so that we've got a handle that we can manage. Okay, that one will also have to be brought to the front. So we're going to do the same thing. You get the circle and the rectangle and subtract. And there you go. Now, that is the front, so that is where you're going to want to put what number it is. So we just need one more shape, and we might have to size it to fit. Just, it's in here. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to flip it vertically, so it's the same way. But we need these to be, needs to be in a little bit, so that's 2 inches. We'll do it at 175, and then this one we'll do at 0.75, which will fit in there. And then we're going to get in real close and double click on that because we want to move. Let's just hide them controls first. So it's the same thing. Choose the node you want to move. Hold the shift key so it stays in its. There we go. That one looks alright. And then we'll move this one up. Come on, a bit more. There, and that looks fine. So that's the layer. I'll just come back out again. That's the layer where you're gonna put what your number is. Now, what you could do is put them all on, do them all on a separate sheet and write the numbers on and let the machine write them on. Right, so now you need to cut it out. You can fit 2 to a page. So there you go. You can fit 2 on. Okay, so after you've cut that out, I'll see you over at the workstation. Okay, first of all, hi, this is Tracy from WeCraft at Home. Forgive the noise, I've got my machine going 10 to the dozen behind us, trying to cut out all these drawers because we need so many. So I'm just going to show you how to put one together, and then what we'll do is I'll go off camera and I'll put them all together, and then I'll come back on to show you how to put the rest together and make it all more solid and everything. So I know it's self-explanatory, but I'll do it anyway, just for anybody who's a little bit confused. I'm going to use glue, as always. Okay, so make your folds. These all go the same way on this one. They're all just going to go round and round and round. I can't see anything. And we're just going to stick that like that, so that you've got like an opening there. So I prefer using glue when I'm doing boxes. I just think it holds better for a long time, and this has to be more solid. Sorry, I hope that noise isn't putting you off too much. Okay, and then obviously the drawer. So I'm just going to put all the glue on. When you're doing the box, make sure you put the straight line against the straight edge of the corner, and then it will fit perfectly. And we're just going to do that on all 4. Now I can already see a mistake because them tabs come over and I didn't think about that, but I will sort that out. It's going to be easy enough to cut off, so but make sure you change your cutting system so that it will cut it out, allowing for that. So just cut the tabs a bit shorter, that's all you need to do. So there we go. Box and box drawer. I'll show you, should be dry enough, and that should be dry enough at the back, and they'll slide in perfectly. There you go. Okay, so we will make up all of them and I'll be back. See you in a bit. Hi, so I'm over at the workstation now. I've got 12 of them ready. I've put the drawers together, and the compartments, and I'm just going to stick them together. Now this is where we need to be a bit more sturdy. So I've cut up little squares of chipboard, and what I'm going to do is, as I layer these up, I'm going to add just a piece of chipboard in between to give it a bit of strength, and then we're going to put chipboard round and decorate that. So I'm going to build it so that there's 2 rows of 6 drawers for the 12. I suppose you could put a bit across. I don't feel like we need the strength in between, so I'm just going to stick that with glue. Can you see properly? I need to move in a bit down. There you can see a bit better there. So all I'm doing is layering up the drawers. So now I need to, sorry, not the drawers, the drawer holders, I guess. All you want to be doing is making sure they're laying one on top of the other, because we will be putting it straight and doing it right afterwards. So I'm just making sure. It's not gone right. Just do a bit more just to be safe. And just make sure you line it up, like I just didn't. So I'm going to do it like that, where the line is there. There we go. That should be better. That's it. Still in a bit. Seems better to line it up from the outside rather than the inside. Oh yeah. I nearly forgot the inside. So we'll just keep going like that. So I'm going to add another layer of this. I know I've done it a little bit smaller just so it's in the middle, because obviously that's where the weight's got to be. Just adding a tiny bit of glue. Okay, so I'll put all 6 together and then I'll come back to you. You don't want to watch me do it all. Okay guys, so I've got all the pieces cut out, and I've also cut out pieces for decorating afterwards. So I've got my 2 drawers, 2 sets of drawers, and then I've cut out the boards needed to, I need one in the middle there, one each side, one at the bottom, one at the back, and one at the top. You have to measure it though yourself, because it depends on the thickness of card you use and your supports and all that kind of thing. So you'll have to actually measure it yourself. So I'm going to stick the sides and middle in. Which reminds me, by the way, you can do it. Now's the time to decide if you want to do it one on top of the other, side by side, or back to back. Either way, now's the time to do it before you decide how you're going to put it together. I'm going to do side by side because that's what I like. So you can see I'm just putting the, it's just construction card, but I think that's easier to use. I'm only using one layer as well, just to make it a bit more sturdy in between. The card weight I've used, I'm going to have to look it up because I don't know how to say it, the American form. It's about a 250, the card I've used for the drawers and things. GSM, I don't know what that is. Pound weight in American. So I've put that together. So now I want, is it that piece? Yeah. I'm going to do the bottom while I'm here. Now the reason I've done mine in blue is because I found these lovely napkins that I want to use to decorate. Again, it's your choice how to decorate. You can paint, napkins, papers, rice papers. There's so many ways, isn't there? But I found these beautiful napkins that I want to use. So that's what I'm going with. And I'm just going to put them onto white paper instead of straight onto the construction board. I'm going to put them onto white paper because I want them to be a lighter. They're very dark blue. Here, look, I'll show you them. So I'm figuring if I put them onto white, it will lighten them up a bit. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to just do that and then put the top on, and then I'll come back and show you the snowflake toppers that I'm going to do. See you in a bit. Okay, so I've done all that. I've also added on most of the napkin. I've just kept the top so I can show you how I do it, just for those of you who don't know. So I've got a piece of card the same size as the construction board that we put on. I've got the napkin that I'm just placing over the top. Then I've got the napkin glue, the pinflare napkin glue. And then I'm just going to sweep outwards. Don't only go one way. If you go both ways, you tend to rip the napkin, and that's the last thing you want. Okay. You see, I've made a mistake. I've missed a bit of the card here. I don't know if you can see. So all I'm going to do is put another piece of napkin over, just to cover up that mistake. Make sure you've got it all down with as few bubbles as is humanly possible. There we go, and then we leave it to dry. And once it's dry, trim it off and stick it down like these. So that is the main part of your advent calendar done. The other part is to put the numbers on the front of the drawers. You can put extra support in the drawers if you need to. And then from there, I mean, you could put a roof on and make it a house, maybe. Let me show you the front. I haven't put the numbers on yet. Some of the drawers have fallen out while I'm working, but it's nice and sturdy now. It's not going to go all over the place. And I would Mod Podge it as well, just to give it extra protection. And then you decorate to your heart's content. Put a name on it or whatever it is you want to do. Okay then. Bye for now, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.